Hi there, everyone. Welcome to the short vort for Erev Shabbat Chanukah. I want to share an idea that relates to this exact moment. Tonight we're going to light Chanukah candles and Shabbat candles. But what if, God forbid, we were in a situation where we could not get our hands on both a Shabbat candle and a Chanukah candle, and we had to choose because we couldn't afford both? There have been Jews in history who have had to deal with this question, and the Gemara dealt with this question. Please God, we don't have to find ourselves in this question. But there's still a value to learn even if we don't. The Gemara teaches us that if a person doesn't have enough money to purchase both, Yikne ner Shabbat, a person should purchase a Shabbat candle mipnei shlom beito, because of the idea that the Shabbat candles promote peace in the home. The Chanukah candles represent publicizing the miracle of the Chanukah story, represents how the Jewish people overcame all odds to defeat those who sought to take away our religious freedom. And despite all that those important ideas, which we celebrate, which we really put at the forefront during these 8 days, there's a value that supersedes that. More than publicizing things out there to the world is to make sure that there's shalom bayit inside the homes of the Jewish people. On Shabbat, on Friday night, before we had artificial lighting, the Shabbat candles in the times of the Gemara, where it's clear, that was the main light which people would use to illuminate the area in which they would eat their Shabbat meal. And it would promote peace, because if there was no light, people would bump into each other, people would bump into the corner of the table, people wouldn't be able to pass things to one another at the table. The light gives us the ability to see each other and to connect with each other and to be in an environment that is stress-free compared to sitting in the dark. And so the Gemara tells us that shalom bayit is more important than pirsumei nisa, than publicizing the miracle. And again, please God, we should know of such questions in our lives. To have to make choices between Shabbat candles or Chanukah candles, we should be able to hopefully light both. But there's a value that's so important here, that the number one thing we have to be focusing on this Chanukah, even more than publicizing the miracle, is making sure that there's shalom bayit, that there's peace in the home, that we are being thoughtful and caring to the people who live with us, who are around us, that there should be shalom bayit within our community, or more broadly, that the idea of putting ourselves and others in a position to get along with each other is of the utmost importance in our tradition. Even more important than publicizing the miracles that God has done for us. Because without that sense of shalom bayit within our homes, within our community, it's very hard to project outwardly. The ideas of pirsumei nisa, of publicizing the miracle, it can only come when there's a strong core and a strong foundation within a community and within a home. May Hashem bless all of us this Chanukah to feel that sense of shalom bayit, that sense of peace and tranquility in our homes and within our community. Wishing everyone a Shabbat Shalom and a Chanukah Sameach.